We've got one person being arrested here. We've got. We're meeting. Yep, we're good. Yep. Hold on. I got you. Hold on. They had us here. We're speaking with State Patrol right now. Give us a second, guys. We can move back to where you'd like. We can move back to where you'd like here. We are live on the air at the moment. And this is a scene here playing out in Minneapolis. This is part of the advanced police presence that we saw come over the course of really minutes when the local police showed up at the fire department, or with the fire department, I should say, on that building we showed you that was burning. This is among the State Patrol unit that was advancing up the street, saying and scattering the protesters at that point for people to clear the area. And so we walked away. I'm sorry?
You're under arrest.
Okay. Do you mind telling me why I'm under arrest, sir? Why am I under arrest, sir?
Officer's with CNN and he's on the air right now. You are arresting him live on CNN. We told you before that we are with CNN.
We were just out here reporting the closure of the streets. They just, Omar was just arrested. I believe they're about to, we're all about to be arrested. That's our producer. I'm being arrested now. I gotta put, can I put the camera down?
You just saw this video. I just wanted to put this is a recent video I just watched. CNN reporters getting arrested. If you can see it in the background, you can obviously see the riot that happened in Minneapolis, Minnesota. I don't know what they burned down for sure, but you can probably tell through I think it was a wine place. But anyways, yeah, I don't, this is crazy. It's crazy. This innocent man gets killed by a police officer who has actually been reported for having incidents like this occur before. Now here's the kicker, because even Kyle Kulinski, if you have never seen him, you should look at him. Shout out to Kyle Kulinski on Circular Talk on YouTube. He pointed something out that I even pointed out, and that was they're doing this thing where they're performing like the taxpayers are paying for people. We don't know if they're tight with these police officers, if they are, if they're greasing the pockets or anything, defending on our behalf when they do things like this. And then when they lose, it's, oh, well, another one bites the dust, just not enough evidence. So we're spending our taxpayers' dollars using someone we don't know whether is going to represent us properly against the police department, or is maybe their job is much more difficult because it is the police department. They have court systems, they have a lot of things in their favor. So how do we know that we can trust our police system? How do we know we can trust our justice system in that sense? Clearly, they're not representing us the way, because they fired this guy. Who cares that they fired him? They haven't prosecuted him for anything, for the crime. He killed an innocent man, and it shows that he did it intentionally. Like, there wasn't like, oh, I forgot to just lift my leg. He did not care. Did not care. All he thought was another criminal, another black man. And now this is what happens, the repercussions. Now we're having riots. I want to make something clear. I want to make sure that we're not attacking mom and pop shops. I'm not condoning any violence or anything like that. I'm not saying you should go do riots and stuff like that, but avoid doing it to the mom and pop shops. Local buildings and stuff like that do not deserve to be burned down because police departments mistakes. It's just not right. You want to go for franchises like KFC or McDonald's and stuff. I'm not saying you should, but if you want to go with them, at least they have the structure to rebuild their stuff. They have money to rebuild it, but mom and pop shops don't. They locally don't have the sources to pay for it, to take care of it. No one's going to help them. They might lose everything. And on top of that, it might be a major factor for a lot of individuals out there in the poor community. So we have to take that into consideration. So I don't really know if that building was essential, if it was a mom and pop shop, or if it was a major company that owned it. Break it all down. A gentleman by the name of Mr. Floyd, or George Floyd, I believe is his name, if I say that correctly. He gets caught up by the police. A police officer jams his knee into his neck, the back of his neck. The man bleeds for his life, saying, "I can't breathe." And instead of listening to him at all, and there was three other officers there, they did not listen to him at all. Even when there are civilians who are telling him being difficult, he's not being difficult, nothing. And yet this guy just keeps holding him there, even when he's no longer crying and pleading, when he's no longer saying anything, and he's completely gone. And he got fired. Let's throw a hypothetical. If I worked in a grocery store and a customer asked me to, let's say I worked in a department and they asked me if I could cut a slice of something or prep something up, and my reaction was, screw you, and then I just killed them, what's gonna happen to me? Am I gonna get fired? No, I'm going to jail. Like every other human being, every other citizen in this country goes to jail for. You kill someone, you go to jail. You either get the death sentence or you get life, but somehow, some way, you're going to jail. And he didn't go to jail. That's why these riots happen. There have been some peaceful protests. Let's just be clear about that. I believe in Los Angeles and also in Minneapolis there was some peaceful protesting, but these riots were from other people who were just very emotionally, and you can't blame them for being this angry and upset, because truth be told, nothing gets done. How many mass shootings have happened? Gun reform hasn't been taken care of. How many African American people have been abused by the system and cops get away with it? Zimmerman sold his gun on an auction, okay, after killing the kid. Trayvon Martin, there's so many we can go on. That paid the ultimate price, and yet nothing had been done all over across the country. And we have a racist president for sure who is not going to do a damn thing about this. That is a given. There's just no way. I don't even know if his department's going to even do anything about this. It's all going to be dependent on the state and the governors of that state to take care of this issue, because clearly we're in a situation, but we need to find a common ground. But I'm starting to feel like we're reaching a point in the future now where there's going to be a divided state. This is all hypothetical, but what if there was a world where the North was run by liberals and the South was run by conservatives? If you want to do it vice versa, I don't care. But we would just divide and just split the country. We'd give each other we'd work the whole other, things out and economically and so forth. But as far as rules and everything like that, it would be based on liberals for the North would follow the North rules. South would be the conservatives, and they can follow the South rules. I don't know if we can live in the same space. I think we can live in the same area, but not in the same space environment, because clearly these people exist. These people with hatred who hate people different colors for no particular reason, they exist, and they're not going to stop being here. People who keep killing, all this stuff, they're never going to stop being here, because clearly these people are always going to see hatred rather than see love. Now, we've tried for years to make this work. I don't know if we can.